All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So we are in spring, a little earlier than we're used to, but nothing to complain about. So I like doing the chakra series at this time of year because usually there's a little, and it will probably happen this year as well. There's a little kind of roller coaster of energy and weather and all of that that always kind of gets to me in the spring, quite honestly. Maybe this year will be different and it will just be, out there in the global world that will be getting to me. But I find that the chakra series is super helpful at grounding us, which is, of course, our theme today. But really just kind of reconnecting us to what's real and like inside. And so, even though the energy centers are, you can say they're real or not real, your choice. Um, the physicality of it is very real. Our when, like, for example, when we're talking about this week's class, we're talking about bones and muscles and our physical body and the relationship that has to the earth, the actual, rocks and earth beneath us. So and that continues on as we go from the bottom to the top in the chakras. So I find it's very helpful for me to kind of get this anchor of this practice for 7 weeks. And so this will be over the course of 7 weeks with 1 week off. And I also hope that with all that stuff going out in the world, that this is a good way to just be really clear about like your relationship to yourself, your relationship to others. Because I think the more clear we can be about that, we can have those real life relationships out in the world, that are positive and hopefully affecting positive change. So that's kind of the overall overview. So with our first chakra, the Muladhara, this is the root chakra. And, we represent it by focusing on our legs and our feet. But like I said earlier, also just that physical bones and muscles, the structure of our body. So we are going to do kind of a variety of poses. It's not like we're just going to be, in a couple familiar standing poses, which will be in those, of course. But we really do have a variety of poses that we'll work through today, kind of like the whole gamut of standing poses. And all of them will be in for a little bit, but I think the difference for today's class, just in terms of energy, there's not a ton of vinyasas. We kind of leave those out. There's some, but not a ton. And we really want to just continuously feel our feet on the earth, like putting that energy down. And then the same as we're sending it down, we're feeling the security and safety lifting us back up. So that is our class today. I'm going to have us start in child's pose. So starting close to the earth, make it comfortable for you, for your bones and your muscles. So no real direction on that, but just land, start to breathe, big inhales and big exhales. And use this time in every yoga class, but especially in this one, to let all that stuff in your brain go. So if it is a busy brain, if you kind of just came out of work, which I get, see if you can just let your mind follow your breath, saying inhale, saying exhale, so that you can be with the physical body and be supported by the earth beneath you. All that other stuff goes away. So do this for a couple minutes, somewhere in between minutes and moments, and I will meet you shortly. Breathing here in your child's pose. On your next inhale, come up to hands and knees. And once you're in your hands and knees, be really intentional about your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. We'll do a couple cow cats, but before we do that, I want you to just kind of put some weight into left hand, left knee, and right hand, right knee. Left hand, right hand. And so when your hands are on the ground, they're just as rooted, they're just as foundational as when your feet and knees are on the ground. It's really always coming back to that earth element, the ability to feel safe and steady. Good, go ahead and come through center. Inhale, drop belly button, crown of head and tailbone up. Exhale, push and round. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. The next time you inhale, cow, tuck your toes and go into downward facing dog. Find a secure stance. So your hands are rooted, your heels are grounding towards the ground. They don't have to touch. Head hangs, hips high. Take a breath here. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, foot through to hands, left knee down. I didn't say this at the beginning, but if you'd like to use blocks, you can use blocks. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, stay. Take a breath, lift your heart higher. Exhale, sink your hips lower. Inhale, lift your heart higher. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts, tuck those toes. Inhale, top of mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. I'm just going to be using the blocks just for extra grounding. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands through heart into your side. Stand here in mountain pose B. So take this moment to step your feet so they're truly underneath your hips. Second toes are parallel of each foot. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, slide them down your back. And then pull the belly in just a touch, not in an aggressive way, but in a secure way. Push your feet down, both the ball and the heel of each foot, and then lift your arches up so that your thighs are active. And just stretch your fingertips in the slightest way towards the ground. And at the same time, lift your chin up so it's parallel to the ground. And so this shouldn't feel overly active. It should feel present, wide awake, and as if you could stay here without moving for a while, because you're supported, you're secure. Take another breath. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold down, touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Left foot is forward. Sink your hips forward while staying lifted. Keep breathing here. So we want to be putting energy down. That's where we're working, earth side. At the same time, you want to lift up. Next exhale, hands come to frame left foot, right knee lifts. Inhale, step back plank. And exhale, tool your belly all the way down. Inhale, lift up cobra, back of heart opens. Right away, push through the knees, downward dog. Take a breath. And again. We're going to go through a couple more cycles. That was just a half cycle of our lunge salute, sun salutation. We're going to do a couple more, but we are going to bring the pace up just enough that it feels rhythmic. And at the same time, the focus is the earth. Start with left leg this time. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, foot through to hands, drop knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink hips. Inhale, lift heart. Exhale, hands down, right knee lifts. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, top of mat. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, mountain pose. Just one breath. But everything, the qualities of the pose just fall into place. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink hips. Inhale, lift heart. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Open your heart. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, foot through to hands. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, top of mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and relax. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, stand, mountain pose. One breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sink hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands down, right knee lifts. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, lift the back of your heart. Exhale, downward dog. One breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, foot through to hands, knee down. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, hands down, right knee lifts. Inhale, halfway lift, hop of mat. Exhale, fold, relax. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, sand mountain pose. One breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, lift heart up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hands down, left knee lifts. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale to the mat all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. So as you land at the top of the mat, parallel your feet, start to build that mountain pose just like we did from the ground up, all the way up. And stand again in mountain pose without the thinking mind. It's the physical body. What if I had to stay here a while? How could I take care? Bend both knees just a touch. Start to put the weight into your right foot and step your left leg way back. And then right away, we're going to turn towards the long edge of your mat. So feet are parallel, hands at hips. Inhale, lift your heart up, and on an exhale, soft knees fold straight down to the ground. Bring your hands to the mat. If they don't touch, use some blocks. Let your head hang. And do start there. Just start with the brain. Let your chin go right and left, like a no. And then yes. And then let the head hang. And then walk your hands back out so that they're more in line with your shoulders and a parallel trunk to the ground. We're just going to do a couple pulses up and down. Inhale. On an exhale, bend the elbows, a little softening of the knees, head hangs. Inhale, lift the back of the heart. Exhale, kind of hugging the elbows in towards the center. Using the earth for support and surrender. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Firm up the belly. Soften the knees and exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise to stand. And exhale, turn the right toes out for warrior two. So the right toes are now pointed towards the top of your mat. Arms are wide. And then just take a moment to really get into the right leg, meaning the bent right knee, feeling the activation of the muscles when we just change things from straight to bent. Take a couple breaths. Next inhale, straighten right leg, arms up. Exhale, return, warrior two. We'll do that just a couple times with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Next time you inhale, right leg straight, arms up. Exhale, right hand down. And again, I'm using a block a little more than I normally would just for extra support. So hand can be on the shin, on a block, whatever feels spacious but connected. Open across your heart, and then check in with both feet, specifically back foot. Move the back of your head, the back of your heart. Take a big inhale. On an exhale, you're simply rebending that front knee and either bringing your hand, forearm on thigh, or right hand down on the block. We're moving into a side angle variation. Left arm is still straight up into the air. A little different than we do most times. I notice my left foot is not grounded as much as I want it to be. So I'm going to heel toe it in one footprint. Keep pushing into that bent right knee. See if you can scoop your right hip under. Bringing some heat and fire energy into those legs. And yet we stay. Take another breath. Full inhale. Exhale, hands frame right foot. We are going into a chaturanga optional. Step back, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pause. Inhale your left leg back, left. Flex your left toes, point them straight to the ground. So you might have to dial those left toes in. Lift your heel a little higher. You should look like almost an L shape, just kind of tilted. Take another breath. On an exhale, foot through to hands. Ground your right heel, but it's different this time. We're coming into warrior one, facing the front of the mat. So left foot forward, right heel down, arms beside your ears. And so take a moment to spin the hips forward, bend the left knee, arms beside your ears, and breathe. Take another breath. One more inhale. On an exhale, just step to the top of your mat. Feet are parallel, mountain pose. Dropping right in. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up all the way, standing again. Exhale, mountain pose. And then soft knees. Pour your weight into your left foot. Big step. This time, I'm going to face you in a second, but just so you get set up, you're going to face the other direction. So the other long edge, but you'll turn your toes out for goddess pose. I'll face you. So toes out, heels in, and then drop into goddess. Take a few moments. Just feel the hips, feel what's going on there. See if you can sit a little lower. Again, that fire in the legs, and yet we stay. Good. Now bring your hands down to the ground. You're in low goddess, so the knees are still bent. We're not doing a lot of moving here. It's intentional. Stick with it. 3 more breaths. Good. Now keep your hips low. Come back up, goddess. Stay. 3 more breaths. You can do it. Knowing that your legs are safe, your feet are rooted. Good. Straighten arms and legs. Stretch like someone's helping you out of a hole. You can kind of reach your arms. Good. We're moving into a warrior two. I'm going to return. Make sure I don't mess up sides. Left knee bent, arms wide. Left toes facing that top edge of your mat, arms wide. Stretch your arms. Soften your shoulders. Open your heart and breathe. Take another breath. Next inhale, straighten left leg, arms up. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next time you inhale, lift up. Exhale, hand on shin, block. However you can land in a very open yet connected triangle pose. So really push that back foot down. Open across your heart. Push the skull back. And breathe. Good, take a big inhale. On an exhale, you're bending left knee. If you're bringing your left forearm to the thigh or hand on block so that you can be a little lower. Keep the right arm up today, or for just this version. Scoop the left hip under and breathe, side angle pose. Good, take a big inhale. Exhale, hand down or moving into plank to flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or choice of. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a full breath. Reset. Feel your hands on the earth. Inhale, right leg high. Flex the foot. Dial the right thigh down so the toes point straight down and just pause here. Should be an extension of the line of your shoulders. You can L shape in the legs. Take a full inhale. Exhale, foot through to hands. Ground your left heel. Rise up, warrior one. Widen the stance if needed. And lift your heart. And then notice if those hips just need a little encouraging. Right hip back, left hip forward, right knee bends. Breathe. Take another breath. Big inhale. Going to simply bend the knees and step to the top of the mat. Land right in mountain pose. Don't overthink it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, mountain pose. And then pour your weight into your right foot. Lift that left knee up. Hug the knee. And then open the knee to the side, left. And then place your left foot into your right thigh for tree pose. If it's too high up or it just doesn't work for your body, slide the foot onto the calf or toes on ground, heel on ankle. And then reach the arms up. So a lot of times when we are in a balanced pose, we feel pretty ungrounded because it's hard to stand on one foot. But I think that's really where we find the grounding the most, because we're just constantly rebuilding a relationship with it over and over and over as we wobble. I just notice how that's going. It's okay to fall out many times, doesn't mean anything. Lift your heart a little higher. Soften your right knee, take an inhale here, and on an exhale, it's a big step to warrior two. So in warrior two, you're bending your right knee right away. We've obviously been here before. Take a couple breaths. Your way into those pulses again. Inhale, straighten right leg. Exhale, return. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time, stay in warrior two. Take an inhale. On an exhale, more of our familiar side angle. So that left arm makes a diagonal line with the left side body. Twist your belly button on the sky. Rebend that right knee like a square. Notice I feel just a little bit pulled off of the grounding. I'm going to heel toe my left foot in so I can really bend my right knee a little more. From here, stay or left hand behind the back, half bind. And then if that's the case, lift up again. Take an inhale. On an exhale, maybe you go into your full bind. See what it's like, see what it works. Back of heart, head. Keep the knee bent for another breath. And then optional, unbind or just see about straightening the leg within the bind, but be safe. Breathe. Good. On an exhale, unwind. Lunge. Step back. Flow in the way you need to get to downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left foot outside of left hand. If you want to use those blocks, just because you have them, maybe you don't. We're going to be here in our lizard lunge. So we're not going to be in the full pose. You're on flat hands, either on blocks or not. And if you want to, you can just simply drop the back knee and just stay here for a few breaths and just feel into the thighs. If you want to make it a little more heated, you can just do a little seesaw forward and back. Good. And now stop the movement. Lift that right knee if it was dropped. Step your right toes outside of your right hand. Take a moment to adjust so your toes are turned out, your heels are turned in. Malasana. See if you can lift your heart a little higher. It's okay if you have your heels lifted. It's great if you can wedge a rolled blanket under those heels, but we weren't gonna do all that. Take another breath. Good. See if you can go straight up to stand, being right where you are. And then move the blocks off the side of the mat, step back into your mountain pose. Pause. Feet directly underneath hips, right knee up. Squeeze. And then open. Right foot into left thigh, or down on the calf, or on the ankle. Lift your arms up and breathe. And breathe here. Move the back of your head. Lift your heart. It's okay to keep wobbling. Again, we're just really building relationships to the earth, to gravity, to our physical bones and muscles. Take one more breath. Good. Bend that knee, that front knee, that standing leg, and then a big step, right leg way back into your warrior two. Land here and stay in stillness for a couple breaths. Feel that familiarity. That's part of the safety and security space of home. Inhale, straighten left leg, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, bend. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, side angle pose. So again, you're creating that side angle with the right line of the body. I'm once again going to move my foot a little closer, my back foot in, so that I can really bend my left knee. And breathing. Stay like this, or weave the right hand behind the back. Half bind. Stay like this, or weave the left arm underneath. Full bind. And then everybody lift your heart up. Take another breath. Bend that left knee a little more. And then only if you think it's safe in your body, try straightening left leg with a bind or a half bind, or free it all the way up and come into triangle pose. Good, and then free it up. Bend the knee, plant the hand, step back and flow. Take a breath in downward dog. And then take one more. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, foot outside of right hand. You can drop that left knee. or keep it lifted. You're going to do flat hands either on the mat or on a box for a lizard lunge. And of course, you can always drop that back knee and just stay and breathe into the hips. You want to do this seesaw kind of forward and back action. Sorry, doggy outside. Take another breath. And then stop the movement here. Step the left foot outside of the left hand. And drop into Malasana again. How is it different? How is it the same? Lift your heart. Stand all the way up. Step the feet together into mountain pose. And just be right here. With the feet right underneath the hips, you're going to bend the right knee a little bit. Hug the left knee in. Open the left knee. And this time you have a choice. So option 1 is tree pose. We've been here before. Option 2 is peace fingers around left big toe. Extend out. And breathe. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. It could be halfway. One more breath. Good bend. Soften your standing leg. Big step into goddess. Don't overthink it. Just turn your toes away from the center line. Good. Let's take a couple pulses just to balance out. Inhale. Exhale. This time, stay in goddess pose. Big inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm underneath for eagle wrap. So if you don't do the full wrap, you just place the hands on your shoulders. And then drop your seat. Little wag of the tail. Keep breathing here. See if you can sit a little lower. One more breath. Good, and then straight arms, straight legs, reach. Turn right toes towards top of mat, kick left heel back, warrior 2. Take an inhale. Right into side angle pose. So we've been here before. Make sure you've got that back heel grounded in a way that you can really bend the right knee, but also lift the left side body. Stay here or half bind. Stay here or full bind. Stay here or step to the top of the mat. You can do this without a bind and do tree pose instead. And then start to lift the right leg for bird of paradise. So how is this grounded? Because it requires so much. Using the left leg, using the sense of security and safety. Don't worry about falling. It's not far. Take one more breath. Good. Return right foot. Return left foot. Full bind. Goddess pose. Peaceful warrior. Straighten right leg. Now open up that side. On an exhale, hands frame right foot. Lift your left heel. This time, flatten your left hand straight underneath your shoulder. Weight bearing. You're going to come into side plank pose. Half side plank to start, left outer edge of foot, right foot down. Final version, right leg on top of left. Stay here. Breathe. Rooted hand, just as important as rooted leg. Big inhale. Exhale, hand down, flow. Breathe in downward dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend knees, look past hands. Top of mat. First hop. Exhale, fold. Set up the feet now. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, mountain pose. Pause. Soft left knee, that's your standing leg now. Hug the right knee in. Open it to the side. Either take it into tree or peace fingers to right big toe. Extend. Keep it bent. Whatever works. One more breath. Good, and then bend the knee. Big wide step open. For goddess pose, turn your toes out, heels in. I will face you. Couple pulses here. Big inhale, straighten. Exhale, land. Inhale. Exhale. Drop in. Only arms lift. Inhale. Exhale, left arm underneath. Find that triple wrap or hands on shoulders. And then just focus on sinking the legs. Keep breathing. A little lower. Good. Big inhale, straighten your arms. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot parallel into warrior two right away. Take an inhale. Exhale, side angle pose. Make sure you have your footing in a way that you feel secure, that you can stay, and that you can move. Right hand behind your back. Half bind. Left arm underneath your thigh. Full bind. stay here, or right foot to the top of the mat. Maybe you do tree pose instead with no bind. Lift up, extend left leg to sky. Work with where you're at. Big inhale. Exhale, land. Step back the way you came in, step by step. Straighten your left leg into this reverse triangle, peaceful warrior pose. On an exhale, hands frame left foot, flatten your right hand, twist your left arm up, breathe here, and then come onto the outer edge of your right foot, left foot down, or full side plank, breathe here. On an exhale, hand down. Last flow, make it what you need it to be. Meeting downward dog. Hands and feet on the earth. Pushing down, giving thanks, receiving support. And then drop your knees, roll onto your seat. We're going to do Baddha Konasana, so soles of feet touch. Bring the heels close to the seat, take an inhale. On an exhale, just lean forward. Lengthen your heart. Let there be some weight in your hips. Take another breath. Good, inhale up. Extend your legs. And then move to the middle of the mat. You're going to come down. So if you have a block, I do encourage you to use it. If you don't, you'll just won't hold your bridge pose quite as long. It won't be super long either way. So coming onto your back, just kind of roll down. We're going to go into bridge right away with a block if you have it. And this is just so that we have some support and you can just land. If you don't have a block, you'll want to do our regular, we can do this one first. Heels in, feet parallel. Push feet down to lift hips, and then really use your shoulders as a brace here so that you can use some support. You can keep that same shape and move the block underneath your hips. Some folks are going to want it flat, some on the middle, some on the high, depending on how secure it is. Mine's a pretty wide block, so I'm using middle height. And so whichever variation of bridge you are in, keep pushing those feet into the mat so it's not sleepy. If you're resting on the block, you're still giving some energy. Allow the weight of your hips to land. We'll stay on the block for a little longer. If you've been in bridge for a while and you'd like to come down, go ahead and just remove your hands Maybe do some windshield wipers with your hips on the ground. About 3 more breaths wherever you are. You're still on the block. Push your feet to lift your hips and roll your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. And everyone, just take a moment with your feet down and your hips on the ground. So it's just very simple reclined pose. Feet down, knees up, hips on the ground. Then slide your left leg long. Lift your right leg to the sky, straight, make an L shape. Start by pulling the right thigh kind of closer towards you, and then reverse the direction of push and push your right thigh into your hands. Take another breath. Good, now bend that right knee, curl it across your body, hook the right toes on the left thigh, and turn your chin towards the right. Good, come back through to center, hug the right knee in. Slide right leg long, bend the left knee to lift it, straighten the leg, L shape, and then pull the thigh towards you just for a breath. And now push the thigh into your hands like an L shape. Keep pushing. Good, now bend your left knee, hug your left thigh in. Hook the toes behind your right thigh and twist. Turn your chin towards the left and breathe. Good, come back through to center, hug that left knee in. And then lay your left leg down onto the mat. If there's anything you like to do to support yourself for a rest, do that now. And just use this time, it's not long, but use it to really just feel the cradling of the earth, The ability to hold you up. Take a deeper breath. Big exhale. Go ahead and roll to one side. In any comfortable seat when you get there, maybe take your hands down to your floor or even your mat. Just feel that support, even when things are spinning out of control. There's something solid. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Hope you have a great evening and a wonderful week.